Why were you there?
Funny story, because my truck broke down in the same parking lot. This situation could have turned out so differently. I could have been shot. Being the 1%, we step up, and that's what we volunteered to do. Was gonna go on the way home to change my brakes. Done, AutoZone didn't have my parts, and they sent it to Coates. It's actually my hometown. It's one of those places where everybody knows everybody. One of those sweet southern places. Got my brakes and everything. Then I left, and on the way out of the parking lot, my brakes failed. I had to even hold the gas and turn it and drag the front wheels into the parking lot. So that's kind of how I got there. I called my brother. Hey, I'm gonna probably need your help later. I heard 3 gunshots. I don't react at first. He said, what is that? I literally said, hey, those are gunshots. I gotta go, bye, and hung up. Dial 911, the line is busy. Try to do the 5-tap, swipe the emergency call over, the whole phone shut off. I felt that pull in my spirit again. You need to go over there. At that time, I was like, okay. You hear tires screeching. I think like 2 people ran a stoplight. You hear screaming, you could hear people like slamming their car doors. I got out of my truck and started walking over and I said, God, I trust you. Those people at the gas pumps like 10 feet from where my truck is. By the time I got to walking over there, they were empty. And there was even the nozzles that you fill up your gas laying on the ground. Like they didn't even finish, they just left. The gunman was still there and he still had the gun in his hand, arguing with his fiance. His shirt wasn't off yet. We couldn't see where the wound was. There was just blood everywhere. It was all over his chest, it was pulling in his neck, it was everywhere. The victim and the gunman were about 10 feet apart. You know, I didn't have a plate carrier, I didn't have a gun, I didn't have anything. I was just there. I actually stood in between him and the gunman. He just shot somebody for punching him in the face. His temper was already up here, his adrenaline was already up here, everything was heightened already. He could have pulled the trigger on me. I yelled at the gunman, put the gun down, back up. I didn't say it in the most nice Christianly way, but I said what I needed to say. After that, I turned around and I started to assess. The victim had 3 gunshot wounds, 1 in each thigh and 1 about center mass. The first police officer got on scene, he gave me his aid bag and he was able to then assess the rest of the scene and actually get the shooter in his car while I was taking care of rendering aid and everything. I'm not a medic, I'm not a 68 Whiskey, I'm a 12 Bravo. If I wasn't there to do those interventions, he would have bled out before the ambulance got there. CLS stands for Combat Lifesaver. It's really to help anybody in the military render aid until the medics can get there. The training was actually a very crucial part of my success in all of this. It gave me the confidence to not freak out on the spot, but it also gave me the knowledge to actually execute professionally and execute the way it needed to be done and know my right and left limits, but also even when the police and the fire rescue got there, I'm an asset, not somebody who's in the way. Always Ready has turned from, yeah, I have a bag in the garage to, yeah, I should probably know this critical life-saving information. You can only do what you know. Being able to actually put in these interventions and to be able to actually stop the bleeding and be able to take care of the situation helps a lot. That shows me that it's all worth it in the end. Everything that we do, yes, sometimes is late nights, sometimes is going without talking to your family for a while. You miss dates, you miss birthdays, you miss certain things, but you know, at the end of the day, if you can help somebody and impact somebody, then it's worth it. I'm Jessy Garcia, and I'm a soldier in North Carolina National Guard.